Good morning. Is the volume on? Yeah, just flick the switch. Hello there. Come on in. Welcome to the Shack. It's Wednesday and Stuart is in the building with us today, aren't you, Stuart? Please tell me that the volume is good, that the sound is okay, and then we can get started. Come on in, grab a seat. Your seat's over there. It's still warm from yesterday. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Come on in. Have you got your tea? Have you got your coffee? We're on doodling today. Doodle, 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 doodle. Good morning, Sue. Good morning, Janet. Here they come. So good to have your company. And of course, on the news today, we're told that the rules are changing and we're moving the goalposts again. So those of us that have been isolated and staying safe could just stay put, really. We didn't move, did we? Never moved off the spot. Because we knew, you see, we knew. So there you go. Aren't we glad that we stayed put? Yeah. It's quite comforting, isn't it? Quite a relief, I find. Come on in, grab a seat. Yeah, you know. More will be revealed, eh? More will be revealed. And in the meantime, all we're going to do, look at the state of me here, all we're going to do is hang out together every day. We're going to go back. In my head, it's just like, okay, so it's quite straightforward. I'm just going to go back to the way I was before. I'm not venturing out, you know, just stay put again. It's all right, you know, it'll be fine. We got through it the first wave and we'll get through it the second wave, won't we? It's all good. And it gives us another opportunity to improve our doodling and our colouring. It's okay. Let's stay safe. Let's stay sane in the Shack. Safe, happy and creative. Stay home and craft and all that good stuff. Makes sense to me. I hate to say I told you so. What can I do? But it's all right. It's all right. 6 months is a long time to be doing this, but you know what? It is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is, guys. And so here we are again. Right? I feel like it's like snakes and ladders, and we've been playing the snakes and ladders game and slowly opening the doors, and we're allowed to do this and we're allowed to do that, and then we're allowed to go to the park, and now we're allowed to have 10 friends over and we're allowed to do this, and then all of a sudden it's like, no, sorry, not going so well, back down the ladder. Or is it the snake you go down? You go down the snake, back down the snake, start at the beginning. Do not press go, do not do that, do not collect 200 quid. That's a different game, but you understand what I mean. It's like snakes and ladders. And we had to try it, I guess. We had to try it to see how far we could go. And now we know. So back we come. Back in. Start washing your hands. Do you remember in the beginning? Nobody ever says that anymore. Wash your hands for 20 seconds. Do you remember we had videos on how to wash our hands? Because we didn't know how to wash our hands, did we? And we wash your hands for 20 seconds every 20 seconds. What was all that about? So there you go. Wash your hands for 20 seconds every 20 seconds. We're back to that again. It's all right. It'll all be all right. This too shall pass. It will. And so today we got something really cool. I thought it'd be nice anyway. Do something a bit different. The Eagles, wow, they really went well, didn't they? I was so happy to see your artwork. What an achievement, really. You know, when you look at the colouring skills that you're developing, it's astounding. Now let's have a look. Stuart, it's 10 o'clock. Stuart, sound is good. Thank you, Stuart. So Stuart is in the building with you today, our friend Stuart. If you have any questions, then direct them at Stuart. He'll be able to show you what you're looking for. And I thought we'd crack on today and do something a little bit different. And the other thing is, I hope you understand me here, but I really feel, come on in, Maureen. I think that we need to just tone it down a little bit. You know, we cannot be putting pressure on ourselves in the Shack. This is our haven. This is our safe place. And if I'm feeling pressure because I think it's turning into a performance, then that means that many of you at home will also be feeling the pressure and starting to think, I can't do this, I can't do that. See, the colouring postcards, it's the thing about that is it gives you the outline. The doodling, it's a different skill set, isn't it? You know, and many of you prefer the doodling, and I know that, but there are going to be a lot of people that get really anxious around the doodling because it's like taking your stabilisers off your little bike. And so that's why I thought we'll take it right back. Just take it down a gear. Take it down a gear, if that's okay with you. What did we doodle last time? It's such a long time ago. Let me think. Can you remember? What were we drawing last time? Before the eagles. What were we doing before the eagles? I know, the baubles. Oh yeah, they were great, weren't they? So let's have a look at what I've got in mind for you. Are you sitting comfortably? Can we begin? And let's have a look at, this is what you're going to need. This is what you're going to need, because it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We should be able to sort this out in 3 days. Alrighty? And what I was thinking was, you're just going to need a piece of paper, some tracing paper. I think so. I do think so. If you haven't got any tracing paper, ask Stuart. We've got cheap stuff on our website. Tracing paper, and not for copying stuff, but for doing overlays. You know, like when you're designing stuff. It's a good trick. And that's it. And then maybe colouring pencils, because I'll show you what I want to do, and then I'll show you why. Okay, let's have a look here. Let's have a look what we're going to do. Right, so we're back to big, beautiful, bold flowers, right? Just a doodle. This is a real Zentangle kind of doodle, okay? So I've done it on tracing paper. So it's just a map. I've just drawn out a kind of a map. And we've got 3 big flowers, kind of funky. And then I've taken, I thought, let's learn how to write on a curve. Well, let's just learn how to do really lovely script, right? And I took a John Keats, the first line of a John Keats ode or a poem. Season of mists and mellow fruitfulness. There you go, by John Keats. So I thought that'd be really nice. Now, the reason that I've done, you're thinking, well, why has she got big flowers like this? I thought we could kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So, you know, these faux gems, you know, you see them often. Now, the thing is, we'll be good at this. We'll be really good at this because we've done the droplets, didn't we? We did the droplets. Do you remember? The water droplets. And I know that a lot of you struggled with it, but then when you nailed it, it's a real sense of accomplishment, isn't it? And I thought, right, what we're going to do is do the faux gems because they're easier. They're a lot easier. And also, you just hit the advanced class on the baubles a couple of weeks ago. So let me just show you. This is, like, I'm not that good at it, but it'll do the job. And if I show you the 3, see there's an oval one, there's a round one, and then there's a small one. I thought, well, we'll start with the biggest one. But check out, look, when I put them behind, see? Hey, right? So it's just for, you can see there's the blue one coming, I'm working on, there's a little one there. But obviously this is all going to be on 1 layer, isn't it? So I tried it on here, look, just to show you, I just quickly did it just to get a rough idea. And I thought, yeah, I can live with that. I think that's all right. It's going to be nice. But the idea is this, I was thinking, if we learn how to do these big, beautiful flowers, I mean, what a beautiful, for those of us who are card makers, I mean, if you could draw that and put a flower in the middle and do a little, that'd make a beautiful handmade card, wouldn't it? Hey? So I thought, right, well, let's give that a go and let's try the writing. And with the writing, well, we'll learn to write in a straight line first and we'll get the whole script going and then we'll see if we can wave it up a bit, okay? How's that sound? It's easy. It's not hard. Listen, I'm telling you, if I can do it, you can do it. There's nothing that a little time and a little practice won't sort out. And that's the bottom line. Just a little bit of time and a little bit of practice. And also the attitude in your head, I can do this. Most of you are probably sitting there going, well, that's a piece of cake. Good. Progress. Progress. So what we're going to do is, first of all, we'll put this to one side. We probably won't get to that today, okay? But we can certainly sort the flowers out today. All right? Let's sort the flowers out. So size-wise, if this is a piece of A4, this is a piece of A4, or for our American friends, like letter size if you like. Letters are a little bit, letter size is a little bit squatter and a little bit wider. Okay, letter size is like 8.5 by 11, something like that, isn't it? Ours is about 11.5 by 7 and a bit, 7.5. It's that kind of size. So it's about the same, near as damn it. So if you have a look at that, you can see that it's about half, if you like, right? So I'm going to do it on the tall. I'm going to do it portrait. And so I put in John Keats' first line, season of mists and mellow fruitfulness. But then I found another one and I thought, perhaps we can go on to this one. This is such a beautiful, I love it. Autumn, the year's last loveliest smile, by John Howard Bryant. Isn't that lovely? I like that. And then the other thing I was thinking is that because these centerpieces are big enough to make the gemstones in, if we started getting a bit adventurous, we could take our finest pencils and we could put little landscapes in here. I could put little hills and little trees. Wouldn't that look fantastic? Hey? See, if we keep these big enough, that's why I wanted to do one large one, because I thought, you know, and if we work in layers, this is the thing, if we work in layers of tracing paper, then once we've figured this one out, right, then we can reproduce this and go with the scene. So this will keep us guys occupied in the SHAC for weeks. So welcome to the SHAC. Safe, happy and creative. Stay home and craft. And that's what we're going to do, guys. Everybody all right? Come on, let's have a cup of tea. Let's hang out for a minute together. Let's hang out for a minute together, shall we? That television weekend is still in my bones. It's still, I don't ping back like I used to. Right, nice cup of tea. I like it. In the morning, I like a nice cup of tea with my tea. Oh, I do drink a lot of tea, don't you? It's an English, it's a Scottish, it's a British thing. Right, now, I like mine strong, like builder's brew. Strong with no sugar. What about you? Strong and white. Strong and white. The longer you leave that tea bag in for me, the better. So, tracing paper, I'm going to use one of these to lean on as well. And an HB pencil. Should we give it a go? Should we give it a go? Right, so I'm going to go there, there and there. And we may move this around a bit, but we're going to start with the flowers. Right, so we'll do that one. I think we'll do this one first, just the basics. Then we'll put that one in, and then we'll put that one in, okay? Un, deux, trois. How's that sound? I've only done this once. I did it yesterday. And that's the thing, you see. I'm not that far ahead of you at all. I'm less than 24 hours ahead of you, good people. So there are no experts in this building, okay? It's all right, though. It's all right. How big? That's another thing. Let's have a look, because I know a lot of you are saying, well, how big, how big, how big? Right. Let's look at some coins to see how big that is. If you took a 50p piece, that'd about cover it, right? So all our American friends are going, what's a 50p piece? Well, there you go. This is a euro. This is a euro. That's that one. There you go. About a pound, isn't it? Like that. That one there. I think. Come on, you're the artist. About that big. Okay, it's about 1.25 inches by about 3/4 of an inch, all right? The thing to do is when you're drawing it on the tracing paper, get your HB. Should we do HB? Yeah, come on, let's play it safe. HB pencil. And what we're going to do is, you know that trick when we're like that, right? And we hover, don't we? We hover over the paper So we don't actually, I mean, everyone's going to be an original, and that's not a bad thing. But you've got to leave enough for the old writing as well. So we're going to go like that until you're happy, and then we're going to make an oval. Right, and then come down. That'll do. There you go. How big do you want it? That's it? That wasn't too hard, was it? It's the centre of a flower. Okay. That'll do me. I'm happy with that one. Okie dokie. Let me, just for the sake of my own sanity, how close did I get? Oh, I've gone over a bit. Okay. That's all right though. Don't care. So I've got to leave a little bit of room, but it just means that I'm going to have to come in a bit tighter. Yeah, that'll be all right. I left enough wiggle room. Right. So you want to get this centerpiece, right, over, you want really to be about 3 inches in. Yeah? 3 inches in. How many of you actually do this with me? Am I the only one? Do you actually doodle along with me? Right, this didn't go, that's not a great start, is it? I'm gonna play it safe and come over a little bit. Because otherwise I'm gonna be cramming. See? So let's go back to the original, my bad. It's about 3 inches in that way, okay? Because otherwise I'm not giving myself enough leg room for the words when we go round with old Keats. Right, so back we go again. Right, same old sketch. It's literally round we go again. Good enough. Right, so we've moved over a little bit and we've got our middle in. All right, there you go. That's more like it. So we got that one in, and now, see, the thing is, you've got to get this right, because this is going to be your gem. So you don't want to get, you know, it's muy importante. Okay? Let me just check. That's better. Better. A bit small now. Shut up, Barbara. Just get on with it. Right, so what we're going to do now, let's have a look at this flower. We're going to, see the droppy daisy sort of thing? Look, droppy daisy. Let's call it a droppy daisy. Start up here. So we're going to make these petals like this, but you see they get bigger down the bottom like this. Should we give it a go? How many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a whimsy daisy. It's not accurate. Okay, so I'll start with one up there. Let's just do it really lightly. I mean, this is only our sketch. This is only the sketch, isn't it? So I'll do one there. I'll leave a gap. Do one there like that. I'll leave another gap. Let's have a look. I want to put another one in there like that. That'll do. Then we're going to bring a big one down here. They're like big tongues, aren't they? That'll do. And then another one round here. Another big tongue. Right, what we're doing now. Okay, let's come back up the top. These are ones that are a bit further away, aren't they? So we want to put 2 in here. So I'm going to put another one there like that. Yeah, that works. And then I'm going to put another one in here, another little tongue, like that. What do you think? I might make that one a little bit bigger, only cause. So there's a little bit more flow. Yeah. But that's the whole point of doing this on tracing paper, right? That's better. Barbara. I could see it's going to be one of those days. I'm going to pottery today. Woohoo! I think we're still allowed to go. Oh, God. Right, that'll do. Okay, so there's my flower. How's your flower? And then, let's have a look. It's a bit different to the other one, but it doesn't matter. Right, so then what we're going to do is put these in. See the swirls? These are good. Right, so in between each petal, we're going to put a little swirl. All right? What about this? How about, does it help you? Let me ask you this. Let me find a bit of copy paper. Does it help you if I put this in the frame so you can see it? Oh, look. Does it help you if I do that? It definitely helps me. Yeah, it definitely helps me. So we're going to put a big one in there like that. Look, up we go, like so. Then this one's going to come around like that. Now I've got to be careful, because if I want to come round with that writing, I don't want to go berserk here. So I'm just going to come like that. There you go. That will do. And then this one, I'll bring it in that way. I can always change these afterwards anyway. Right, this is right designery, isn't it? So then this one here, I think I'll make it point upwards. A bit different. And this one's just a little tiny one. And this one here's going to come in like that. Round like that. Okay. Nice. How's yours looking, so to speak? And now, you see, what you can do now, because we're doing it on tracing paper, so we're not, this is our spare bit, isn't it? This is our practice sheet. So this is where we can change anything we want to change. Now's the time to do it. So if you want to make the tongue shapes a little bit, like this is quite wide here, you see. So now I could come in and make that a bit narrower and a bit bigger down the bottom, you see? Like that. Now's the time to do it. That's the whole point, really, isn't it? There you go. And then, because it's on tracing paper, I'm going to use a brush, because I know if I go like that with my hand, I end up with all black up the side, don't we? You happy? You all right? You all right? I had a right rough day yesterday. Weird. Yesterday evening. Just went poof in my head. Don't know where that came from. It's just weird how it comes upon you, doesn't it? It comes upon you. And then I went to bed early, got up, and I was fine. This too shall pass, you see? So I've done that one. Have you finished? You've done that one. Let's have a look. Done that one? Not the same, but it's good enough. Right, should we do another one? See, what we're trying to do here, I think it's going to be lovely. What we're trying to do here is give ourselves 3 opportunities to do 3 faux gems in the middle, because I think they'll be a really good thing to learn, don't you? Right, so now we're going to do this one. So this is like a 10p piece, yeah? About a 10p piece. And I reckon you want to put it in such a place that you've still got room to put your petals around it. So if you feel more comfortable drawing around it, then draw around it. I didn't before. I think I probably regret doing it now. Right, that'll do. That'll do. It gives me a good circle. I don't need to go over that. Right, so that's a good circle there, my 10p piece. And now again, it's this shorter at the top, and then as they come down, see they get longer, real droopy. How many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This one's got 10. How many did this one have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This one's got 10. Different flower opportunities. See, what I was thinking was, we're putting them all in one picture. God, it's very hot in here. Who turned the heating on? Hang on. Let me just turn the heating off. It is off. The sun just came out over Crowborough. Oh yeah, beautiful blue skies again. Right, that means I've got to open the windows. Excuse me 1 minute while I open this window. Ah, fresh air. Season of mists and mellow fruitfulness. Close bosom friend of the maturing sun. Right, well, the maturing sun's getting really warm under this, on top of this garage. Right, we're going to do this one now. Oh, that's better. Okay. Everybody happy? Let's get going. I'm going to go round like that. 1, 2. Doesn't matter how many. If you don't get as many in, I've already forgotten the count. I think. Right, and then we're going to get a bit longer, and a bit longer again. See, this one's got more because it hasn't got any. How many have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I might do another one, a really long one now, like that. They're like tongues, aren't they? They really are. One more like that. I might come round from this side now. 1. Can I get 2 in there, do you think? I don't know. 1 great big one. 1 great big one. Yeah, why cram them? There you go, that'll do. How many have I got? Doesn't matter. No es importante. Right, there you go. That'll do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got 10 in there. There you are. Okie dokie. So I've got that one in there as well. You got yours? It's not hard, is it? I quite like this. Do you remember right in the beginning when we started in the SHAC, we did loads of flowers, didn't we? So these should be quite straightforward for us advanced flower drawers. Right, now we can do this one. Let's have a look. How close am I to where I was? Oh, not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Thing about drawing, see, because we're doing our own line art, this is the best part of it. What you're drawing there is your art, and what I'm drawing here is my art. You know, it's yours. It's not prescribed. It's not a colouring book. It's not a colouring postcard. This is where it gets cool, because it's yours. And because you're working on tracing paper, it takes for me, what it does is, it's a sketch. It's not finished yet. It's not finished. It's just started. So you can't be looking at this going, well, this is rubbish, right? Because how can you say it's rubbish if at this point, that's crazy. So this is the process. That's like baking a cake and then get into the mixing bowl and you just crack the egg in and you go, well, this is rubbish. It's going to taste like rubbish. How can you say that? So let's have a look. Now we're going to put another one here, this one. And I thought this would be quite nice. It's got like hearts. Because what I was thinking was, really, I haven't touched the paper yet. Come on, Greg, commit. Oh, okay. There you go. Round we go. That'll do. Don't forget, what you're trying to do here is give yourself a gem. A gem. You want to make a gem out of that. So you want to get it quite good. Okay, that'll do. Right, now we're going for the heart shapes. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5 on there. So we'll do one at the top. These are quite bold then, aren't they? 1, 2, 3. Then the ones down here are much bigger, aren't they? 4. Okay. They look like molar teeth. They look like my molars. Shut up, Gray. Right, that'll do. They're not bad. There you go. You can always turn the artwork round. That helps too. Right. Make the art come to you, eh? Now you can go back in and, if they're behind that one, see, I think I might drop that one. Which one do I want in front? Let me just have a look. I might drop that one. I think I'm going to put this one in. I'm going to drop this one behind. Right. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I think I will put this one to the front. Right, there you go. Sorted. That's it. I like. You got yours in place? Good enough? Good enough. Just get the shapes in. That's all we want to do. Just get the shapes in. We'll worry about all the accessorising afterwards, right? Let's build the shed first, and then we'll put the shelving in. Okay? Don't worry about the shelving until you got the walls up. I'll tell you what, I do wish you were here. We could have such a crack, couldn't we? Hey? Now, let me think. What are we doing next? Should we try the writing? Because we've got that in place. Okay, so with the writing, right, okay. Advanced class now. No, I'm only joking. Have you got nice writing? Have you got nice writing? Well, let's try and make it nicer then. I can hear you. Some of you have got fantastic writing, and I know this to be true because so many of you sent me beautiful cards and presents, and some of the writing is so glorious. I think these people have done calligraphy classes. They're naturals. Absolutely gorgeous. Really, really. So let's have a look. What I thought, right, because we're going to come round like that, but that's quite a challenge to start like that. So I thought, let's take a piece of copy paper, we'll move this out of the way. Let's move this out of the way, and let's have a little lesson in writing. Okay, I don't mean writing, I mean spacing. Okay, let's take a lesson in spacing. For example, right, that's a bit of A4 copy paper. Right, that's why I'm staying out a little bit. Let's take this. Cool, it looks like school, this, doesn't it? Straight line, look, see, this is what happens. It's like the poor pyrographer, the bloke that does the writing in the wood, burns it, and then he gets to the end and it's like, it fell off the edge, right? So this one, you do it twice and then suddenly you write in the same thing, but you've gained an inch, see? So I'm going to show you how we do this. First of all, let's just take a piece of paper. Let's just chill into this. Before we start writing lines, right, you ready? We're going to write our name. And what we're going to do is not come up for air. That's the trick. It really helps get the old flow going when you don't keep coming up for air. Every now and again you have to, otherwise you just make too many squiggles. But let's just try it, okay? So let's take a ruler. Let's go on a straight line first, and then we'll see how we go, okay? So we'll take a straight line, and let's just draw a couple of straight lines. There you go. Let's just do them all over. Let's give it a go. There you go. Right, now, when you write your name, what you're going to do is try and stay on the page. Let me see if I come in here, right, and then you'll see. As I come in, right, so I'm going to do a big barb, B for Barb, right? But now I'm not coming, no, so that's separate, okay? So I've done the B on its own like that, but now I'm going to come in and I'm not going to come up for air, watch. So I'm going to go from the A to the R to the A to the R, just keep going. I didn't take my pencil off. Let's do Mary, right, Mary, so the big M on its own, but then, here we go. See, I don't come up for air. Let's try Elizabeth. Elizabeth's a good one, right? There's an Elizabeth, right? Big E, and then we're going to start. Elizabeth. Right. So now I have to stop, right? So I've done Eli, and now I'm going to carry on. Can't even spell it. Elizabeth, right? So it's the E, then it's the L and the I, but then you just stay down. Don't come up for air. Elizabeth, you see? Let's do happy birthday. Let's do happy birthday. It's good to practice this stuff, I think. Right, ready? H, we'll do the big first letters so we can make them all lovely or not, whatever. Look, you can make it as lovely or as ornate as you like. Right, there's the H. And then we're going to start. Don't come up. There you go. Happy. Now, let's do the B again. Right, and off we go again. Even if you get to birthday, there's the B, right? And then when you come to you have to stop to think where you're going. Just stop. Don't lift the pen up. Just stop for a minute. Right? Let's take another word. Let's take Caroline. Right? So we go like that, and now I'm off. And now I'm not sure where to go, so I'll stop and I'll think before I carry on. But I'm not lifting my pen up. I just keep going. And it's a good doodle. It's a great doodling lesson. It's very, you could take anything, take your favourite song, take your Beatles song, She Loves You, yeah, 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 and then just write it. And you know, the whole thing, everything that we're doing here in the SHAC is all about staying in the now. Do you remember I've said right from the get-go, it doesn't matter what we do, we just need to stay together, stay safe, And we colour in, we draw, we doodle, we're going to do gemstones. How about writing? Most of us can write, I'm sure. Und wir schreiben auf Deutsch. Even if it doesn't matter what language, we write, don't we? And what we can do is try and take our writing, which is purely functional, and it's a pure form of communication, but we can turn it into a beautiful art form as well. And when you get confident with your writing, because we've heard so many people say to us, "Cool, your writing is barely legible. You should have been a doctor." All those sort of things, you know. Because you can never read a doctor's handwriting because they scrawl. Mine turns to scrawl when I'm stressed. And that's why I thought I would do this with you. Because yesterday I was writing something and my stress levels were through the roof. And I looked at my writing and I thought, I could have been a doctor. Honestly, you couldn't read a single word that I'd written down. And I realised that when I'm relaxed, my writing is lovely. And when I'm not relaxed, my writing goes to seed. It just goes wrong, right? It just gets worse and worse and faster. And the faster I go, the more illegible it becomes. So I was thinking, right, well, in the SHAC, then really, if we focus on our writing as well, you know, we could turn it into really, you know, wouldn't it be lovely if you could write Happy Christmas and you could write whatever you like at that point. I know I'm making my stamp company redundant here. Not really. I know that you still buy our stamps. Of course you do. But wouldn't it be nice to be able to do it though, don't you think? So that's what I was thinking today, that we'd have another go at that. Does that make sense? Or have you just all switched off? You're sending the stamps back that you bought at the weekend now. I used to doodle along, but now I watch. Yeah, you see, and that's true too, Annette. If you feel it's too difficult to watch me and do at the same time, then why don't you just hang out with a cup of tea, okay? And then later on, watch it back and then do the lesson. You know, I definitely think that, I don't care whether you know, I think you got to do what's good for you, same as I do what's good for me, you know. And it sounds selfish, but it isn't that at all. It's just, you have to get out of this what it's intended. And if it's intended to calm you down and give you structure and take the angst out of this pandemic crisis that we're in, and we're still in, right? Oof, here we go again, right, carousel. Then if that's what it's supposed to do, then you have to make the SHAC work for you, you know? It's all right, whatever you do, I'm there. We're here to keep you company, that's all we're here for. So, how many glasses does the girl need? see this pair, the expensive ones, I can actually see. If I have tea, I threaten it with a tea bag. Do you, Helen? Oh, I don't like it. It's like dishwater. I don't like dishwater. Dishwater's cheaper. There you go. Now I can't see anything. Now it's all a blur. So now I can focus. So again, right, if you take a straight line, let's just regroup. Take your name. Take your full name. Take your full name. Take a piece of paper and go for it. Right, I'm going to write, for example, B. And now I'm not lifting up. And I'm going to see if I can make it a bit smaller. See if we can control the size. So on this one, I was just going berserk. Just going for it. Now, let's see if I use my ruler and I make the top of the letter, just like, I don't know, whatever that is, 2 of those lines on the ruler. Just make it a bit smaller, right? And then see if I can control it. So you don't have to go fast either. You can go slowly, but just don't come up for air. So, for example, right, I'm going up, over, and stop. And now I'm going to do my S for skin, Barbara S, and now grey. Okay, here we go. See? So it's about controlling the height. But the thing is, and this is my point, when you do this, all the time you're doing this, you're not thinking about anything else, are you? That's all you're doing. You're just writing. And you're trying to make your writing flow nicely. Mary, that would have been a good middle name. Nice. What's your favourite girl's name? What's your favourite name? My favourite name is Grace. Grace. My daughter's name, of course. I only had one daughter and her name's Grace. And I always said, if I ever have a girl, I said that when I was a teenager, if I ever have a little baby girl, I'm going to call her Grace, because I just love the name Grace. And Grace is Grace. She personifies the name. She personifies that word. Right. Grace by name, Grace by nature. So get another bit of copy paper, because now what we're going to do is go for Season of Mist and Mellow Fruitfulness. Okay, I know, it's a little bit from first gear to fifth gear. It's all right, okay, cruise control. We're going Season of Mists and Mellow Fruitfulness. My biggest problem was how many L's in fruitfulness. One. Okay, you ready? So we'll draw a line and we're going to write Season of Mists and Mellow Fruitfulness. We'll do it in a straight line first before we write it on the curve. Are you still with me, or have I lost you all? It'll be fine. It's all good. Right, you ready? So, straight line, I would say, and I reckon you probably need the best part of the page. So we'll go all the way along like that. And then Season of Mist and Mellow Fruitfulness. I reckon what I want to do as well is give myself a height for the letters as well. Right, so I'll give myself ½ an inch is a little bit extreme. About that, that'll do. Come on, let's not get too technical. Okay, so we're going to go for it. And if it gets to the end and you've just got Season of Mists and Mellow, right, or Season of Mists and Mellow Fruit, then we'll go again and we'll just tighten it up a bit. It's about getting control. Right, you ready? So let's see where we can go. I'm going to keep it tight. Season. And you can write over the top. Look, if I go Season of Mists. Mists or mist? Mists. Season. I'm not writing it, I'm just am I going to do a capital letter? Mists, and I'm just checking. I know you think, shoot, I can't see it. Well, you can't see it because I haven't touched the paper yet. Mellow fruitfulness. Perfect. Right, see if I can do that on paper now. You ready? Right, Season of Mists and Mellow Fruitfulness. There you go. And the trick is to not come up. Can you see that? You just go and you just keep swirling. And your writing will be different to my writing, because you are you and I am I. But the tricks are the same. Okay, do you know, I remember trying to do a calligraphy class. I got loads of calligraphies. I got calligraphy boxes, calligraphy books, calligraphy up and down the yin yang. I was rubbish at it, rubbish, because I was trying to control. I was trying to do somebody else's writing. I couldn't do it, but I can develop my own to a pleasant style that I'm comfortable with. You know, honestly, I've tried calligraphy. I'm absolutely rubbish at it. I get all the theory, all that, but I don't know, just it didn't work for me. You see, and then once you've gone once, then you can go again. So, for example, now I can decide, do I want to do this a bit more like that? Do I want to make my E a little bit more pronounced? And if I'm going to make that E a little bit more pronounced, I'm going to come along and I'm going to do the same there. Wherever there's an E, I'm going to change it so that at least they're uniform. See, now my S's actually are all pretty uniform, except that one went a bit weird. But do you know what? If I'm happy with it, leave it, right? Mists. If I'm not happy with it, then I change it. I change it to the same S's as the rest of the picture. So this is another thing, is you go back and you can adjust, can't you? If your T didn't come up high enough, go back in. And you can bring your F's and your T's, you can go up as high as you like. You see? So you change. And all the 112 hours that we've been in the SHAC, we've been doing flowers, we've been doing mushrooms and toadstools and yada, yada, yada. We haven't looked at words. We haven't looked at script. And so I think it's not a bad idea, you know, because it still keeps your mind focused for sure. And you're bringing a skill to the table that you've already got. So now let's take, let's try, should we write this on a curve now? Let's just see if what happens if we write it on, let's just make a wave. Let's do that. Just write a wave. And now we're going to go across the top of the wave. We're going to ride the wave. Okay? So we start again, big S, and then we'll go again. Season of, turn the paper, take a break, have a look. Mists. Do I want a big M? Let's try a big M this time. Mists. Liking it. And now we're going to go and mellow. I like the word mellow. 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 And now we're going fruitfulness. Fruit. No, how did I do that? I went like that. Right. Fruitful. Oh, got plenty of room. There you go. Fruitfulness. Season of mists and mellow fruitfulness. And then you go back and you tart it up a bit, as they say. Just jazz it up and decide what you want to, yeah? Nice, eh? Season of mists and mellow fruitfulness. It's a beautiful poem by John Keats. There you are. Right, so now we've done that. That works, doesn't it? Season of mists and mellow fruitfulness. Close bosom friend of the maturing sun, conspiring with him how to load and bless with fruit the vines that round the thatch eaves run. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful, isn't it? To bend with apples the mossed cottage trees, and to fill all fruit with ripeness to the core. These are powerful words, you know. Do you know that John Keats died when he was 25 years old? 25. And for us Brits, I mean, when I was at school, we had to learn that poem off by heart. That was mandatory. We had to, you know, we had to stand in front of the class and we had to read off To Autumn by heart. And that's why I'm 61 years old and I still remember it. To swell the gourd and plump the hazel shell. You know, this is just phenomenal writing. And it, yeah, I'm grateful for it. I'm really grateful for it. So what we're going to do now is take this and we're going to wrap it around these flowers. Shall we have a look at what I did first? Okay. To swell the gourd and plump the hazel shell with a sweet kernel. I mean, these are just phenomenal words. He was a genius. I think he was a genius. And he died at 25. That's amazing, really. And do you know the other thing about it is that he came under so much fire. I mean, he didn't have a happy life, John Keats, you know. He came under so much fire. He was born in London. He didn't come from a rich family, and he was the eldest of 4 kids. He was the eldest of 4 children, and his mum and dad died of TB really early when he was a nipper. His dad dies first. His dad was only like a livery stable boy. You know, he was a stable keeper. He wasn't. They weren't wealthy people, and his dad died when John was really young, and then his mum died of TB a few years later. So by the time he was 14 years old, he was orphaned and he had 3 little siblings. That's hardcore, isn't it? And then he started, he did an apprenticeship to be an apothecary, but he wanted to be a poet. Yeah, so he wrote poems instead. And but his trade was, he was an apothecary. And then he learned to be a poet. He wanted to be a poet, and he wrote and he wrote, and he was very prolific. He wrote and wrote and wrote. And then he wrote one called Endymion, which is really famous. But blimmin' critics slaughtered him, right? The critics just slayed him. And he never really came back. Well, he did come back from that. He did write a lot after that, but he kind of fled to Scotland. He went walking in the hills because he couldn't cope with the criticism. Well, surprise! And then he came home because his brother Tom was ill with tuberculosis. And he came home to look after his brother. And then he caught it. And he went to Italy because the doctor said if you go to a warmer place, it might be better for you. So he went to Italy to see if that would help him, and he died. Died in Italy. Yeah, 25 years old. You know, so, and now here we are. He died in 1820, something like that, 1821, right? So that's 200 years ago. 200 years ago. And there's still people like me quoting his poetry. And I bet loads of you know that poem. Come on, hands up. Who knows Season of the Mist and Mellow Fruitfulness? Hey? God, I bet loads of us do. Because we come from that generation where you had to stand up in the class and recite it, remember? Right, now we're going to wrap this round these flowers. So, what we need a curve, don't we? We need to know if we come round there like that. Shall I have a look? What do you want to see what I did so that you know where I went? So I went like that. Season, Miss and Mellow Fruitfulness. So I went round like that and round like that. Shall we give it a go? It's all right. It's only a bit of tracing paper. Don't forget, this isn't an exam. It's not a competition. It's just you and me doodling. Okay? Shall we give it a go? And you can decide now, depending on where your curve goes. So if I come round like, do you know what? I might start at the top. If I come round here, I might, instead of, what we just did was we rode the wave, didn't we? I'm going to focus on the curve, and I might come in under it depends how much space I give myself. I'm not going to sweat it. So I'm going to come round like that. Right, let's give it a go. Right, round like that. And then I'm going to come round like that. That'll do. So I've come round like that, I've skirted round. So I'm definitely, so if I can come round there on this side of the curve, so I can go Season the Mist under there, but then I haven't got hardly any room there. So I'm going to have to come in a little bit more with this bit, see, because I can ride underneath here. I like that curve, but I'm going to have to come in a bit more. So I'll come over a bit. See if I come over a bit. So I'll come round. It's all right, the curve is crucial. And that's why we're doing it on tracing paper. See, so now I can go Season, I'm coming along the bottom, Season of Mists, and see, and I've given myself enough room to come round here, around the base. So I reckon, the only thing I don't like is a little bit of a lump here. So I'm going to go one more time. You get your curve in. It's the curve is beautiful. You've got to have a beautiful curve. It's all right if I've got loads of lines. I'll find one to follow. Right. So now I'm going to rub out the lines I don't like. That's easy. I'll rub the lines out that I don't like. Yeah. You all right with this? Season of Mist and Mellow Fruitfulness. You could always write happy birthday to my darling sister if you don't want to write Keats. You can write what you like, what your heart desires. Hey? Happy birthday to my darling sister. Or have a happy hip operation, Mum. Nothing happy about a hip operation. But we're going to do it. We're doing it next week. It is we're on the books. We've paid our money. We're in the queue. Right, see, that looks better. I reckon that'll work. So I'm coming along the back, see? I'm coming in the back. So let's see if this works. I'm going to go invisible ink first. So in other words, I want to make sure that it's right. If I come in here, I'm going to start here. Season of Mists. And you just got to know that it's going to fit. And mellow. No, it's that long word, isn't it? Fruitful. Yeah, it's going to fit. It'll fit beautifully. Right? You just got to like you've got. I'm not keen on my curve. I like this one better. I like that one better. I went out more, see? I thought I did. I'm gonna, do you know what? Pedantic. Call me pedantic. I'm going for it. Because in's in, isn't it? That's what the tracing paper's for, guys. Season of mists and mellow fruitfulness. Close bosom friend of the maturing sun. Inspiring with him out to load and blessed with fruit the vines that round the thatch eaves run. Right, season. Here we go. You ready? Okay. Season. Okay, here we go. Of mists. It's a bit big. I'm going to struggle here to get and mellow fruitfulness in. So, little trick, we're going to use an ampersand. Season of mists and mellow. Fruit. Fruitfulness. There you go. Season of mists and mellow fruitfulness. And then I can go in, you see, and I can change. If I don't like the ease, like I say, I can go in and change my ease, but I can do it uniformly. There. That's not bad. What do you think? Season of mists and mellow fruitfulness. And then what we can do, you see, I made a frame. I made a frame around the outside. And I jumped through the letters like that, hand drawn. Should we give it a go? And then tomorrow we can start. I mean, if you feel you want to use a ruler, for goodness sake, use a ruler. Do you know, I was thinking earlier, if you did this, if some of those new designer papers, where's that? Where's that stuff? Hang on, let me just show you. Yeah. Okay, this is what we're talking about. You know when we were on the telly and I said, with the new it was Antarctica and Amazonia, and we gave away 2 packs, didn't we? Barb's favourite. And I said, well, they weren't even in the books. These were just the new packs. Right, so now, this is what I'm saying. And I'm not selling, I just think, just look at this. Look. If I take one of these papers now, and I've got my tracing paper, check it out, right? So I'm going to take this one. I like those colours. And let me put that underneath. And look at when you use, look, isn't that lovely? You see? And the paper, automatically, it just gives you the right backdrop for that time of year. And this one, look, this is, what else we got in there? No, that's a bit too watery, that one. But this one, for example, see, what I like about these particular, the Amazon and especially the Barb's favourite one, because they're so light, you can do this, you can exactly do what we're talking about. Look at that one. Right, let me take that one and that one, and then you see what because you look at them and you think, well, there's not a lot of colour on these, but that's the point. Check it out. So that means that your colour, if you like, is in the, look, so we've got that one, that's lovely, and then we've got this one. So if I put that under there, I'm not saying you put an overlay of vellum on it or anything. I'm saying you draw this directly onto coloured paper, and then you can still put your gems in, but look at the colours, look. It's glorious. And this is the darker one of that set. If I turn this round, maybe like that. Yeah, look. See, it just does it. It just does it. So you can, you don't have to, because otherwise you do this on white, you got a lot of work left. You got a lot going on still to do. There's a lot to do, isn't there? So if you do it already on a mildly coloured, see, I call this mildly coloured. I don't call this isn't like full on. This is mild, mellow. Season of mists and mellow fruitfulness. Look at that. Oh no. And there's loads of the designer papers that are like that mellow, especially the back pages. So let's put, before we finish, let's put a frame in. I'm going to go freehand, and the best thing to do is put dots in just where you think you're going to go, like that. And I reckon I want to probably tighten this one up a little bit. If I come through here like that, I reckon there, like that, like that. I'll probably even, on that one, I might make the S. Oh, actually, if I leave that, like that, then I could bring that down. Let's have a look. If I come over a bit, come over a little bit, come down really lightly, like that. I could actually work my way through there like that. So it's all right if you get a bit of a concave on it, or, you know, like a little bit of a curve. Not massive like we did in the house that Jack built. Where's that thing to lean on? So I know my hand's getting black because I'm running through it. So you can just come down here, and we're going to cut through that F, like that. Right. So you're going to come through like that, cut through there as well. Just get the right size in. Like so. Now it's up to you. You want to go out a bit further? I'm gonna go out one more. See? So then I can come round here, one more, round the outside. Now what we do in there, well, who knows? We've already done loads of different sorts of checkers and borders, and that tubey one that looks like an optical illusion, that might look really fabulous, but we'll give ourselves that opportunity. So we've got an edge like that, you see. And then, and this was, I'll finish on this today, but I was thinking, like with my gemstone, it depends, where's the colour come? See, light's definitely coming from here, isn't it? I would say the light's coming from there, yeah? Do you agree that the light is hitting the gemstone like that? Right, so we're going to learn how to do this tomorrow. But let's say in my picture, I put the gemstone, I mean this is a different picture, but you can see, I put the gemstone here, so the light's coming from here, isn't it? Normally you'd think that the sun was coming down, but I thought, well, okay, if I turn it round, I can turn it round, see now the sun's coming from up the top, isn't it? It's coming from this angle, right? So I can do that as well. Or I just change where my light source is coming from in my artwork. So if, for example, the light source is coming from this end, then why don't I put a sun, you know, like we did yesterday with the eagles, and we put where the sun came from, that everything, that orange ball in the middle where the eagles were, everything, all the twiglets, everything got touched, sun-kissed almost. And this is going to be, if we put the sun down here, then this is going to be sun-kissed, this is going to be sun-kissed. All the bottom parts of the flowers are all going to get sun-kissed. But that's entirely up to you, where you, and we'll talk about that tomorrow. We're looking at light sources, you know, and like I say, I don't know. I've only got O-level art. I make this up as I go along. I just look at it and think, well, that's logical. But if we put the sun down the bottom, which is actually probably with the sunset, probably not a bad idea, you know. But I reckon tomorrow we'll look at that and we'll do those gemstones. Should we have a go at them? Because there's a technique. It's just a technique. It's a how-to. Do step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, sorted. You know, that's all it is. It's not it's a skill. It's a skill set, but it's a technique. It's just tricks and tips, isn't it? So should we have a go at that tomorrow? So tomorrow you will need your pencils. Decide what colours. You know, I thought autumn, season of mist and mellow fruitfulness. So I went with the reds and the oranges and the yellows, you know. But I mean, you can do any colour you like. What's important is your background, isn't it? It's that tonality, it's that tone in tone. But it's entirely up to you, you know. What's important is that we hang out and we enjoy and we have fun and we're not pressured and we don't get anxious about it, okay? There are no experts in this building. So have a smashing Wednesday. I'm going to pottery. I can't wait. It's the start of the course. It's the start of the term. I am excited. Because I did some porcelain. I threw porcelain for the first time a couple of weeks ago, and it will be out of the kiln, and I can't wait to see how it fired. So I might blog that later if I can take some photos. Stuart, thank you so much for your help. Enjoy your day. Enjoy the sunshine. If it's sunny where you are, do you know it's beautiful here again? It's a funny old world at the moment, isn't it? Be safe, lots of love, and I shall see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Same place, same time. Bye-bye now.